Welcome to this explainer. If you've been scrolling through the headlines lately, you'd probably think your career as a knowledge worker is on a ticking timer. But honestly, we're going to just cut right through that noise today because the actual data, it tells a completely different story. We're diving into exactly how artificial intelligence is shifting the landscape in 2026, and spoiler alert, it's not by erasing roles, but by fundamentally upgrading them.
So will AI take your job in 2026? Let's tackle this massive question right out of the gate. This is the exact question causing so much anxiety for software engineers, finance analysts, copywriters, literally everyone. It feels like every few months, the panic cycle just resets itself. One side is screaming that generative AI is going to take every single job, and the other side is promising that nothing will change. But sitting right there in the middle is the actual 2026 reality. Your job isn't disappearing, but it is shifting so incredibly fast that the role almost feels completely reborn.
And the consensus actually paints a highly optimistic picture. A recent McKinsey survey just came out, and it reveals that a massive 78% of companies say AI will augment, not replace, their analytics teams. Think about that. Across the board, from marketing to finance, these companies aren't actually looking to just swap human employees for machines, no way. Instead, they're looking to skyrocket productivity. They want human experts who are armed with AI acting as a massive force multiplier.
To really grasp where we are right now, we kind of have to consider this crazy evolution. Going way back to 1950, the Turing test set the ultimate benchmark. Then, by 1966, early programs like ELIZA, they were basically just recognizing clue words and spitting out pre-programmed responses to create this tiny illusion of understanding. Fast forward to 2024, and boom, we saw the release of Devin, an autonomous AI software engineer that could actually do long-horizon planning. And that brings us to 2026. We have firmly entered the era of collaborative AI. These tools aren't just simple chatbots anymore. They're fully integrated, persistent colleagues. All right, moving into Section 1, what AI actually automates, the speed of 2026. Because honestly, the real secret to thriving right now isn't fighting the machine. It's knowing exactly what to hand off to it.
Just think about the mind-blowing time difference in the finance sector. Tasks that used to demand 2 grueling hours of manual labor, they're now being absolutely crushed in 12 minutes with AI tools. Plus, maybe a quick 5-minute human check. Think about the absolute agony of reading long financial filings, pulling data into neat little tables, and trying to draft a research note. AI just blasts through those repetitive tasks nonstop. It is saving companies an unbelievable amount of time and money.
And in software engineering, things are even more advanced. Consider Devin's autonomous loop. It's not just basically auto-completing code anymore. It actually plans out the architecture, browses the web to research documentation, writes the implementation, and then, this is the crazy part, it reads its own error outputs to self-debug before deploying. It operates in its own sandboxed environment, basically acting like a totally tireless junior colleague that handles all the boring boilerplate work while you supervise the whole operation. Across literally every single industry, we're seeing the exact same pattern play out. AI is just rapidly tearing through manual execution and all that tedious boilerplate work. For data analysts, AI platforms like Improvato are automatically normalizing 46,000 data metrics and fixing API schemas without breaking a sweat. For writers, it's instantly drafting initial direct response sales copy. For finance folks, it's cleaning up completely messy Excel sheets in a matter of seconds. The entire manual execution layer of knowledge work, it's basically totally automated now. Which brings us to Section 2. The irreplaceable human edge. See, while AI handles all that heavy execution, it utterly, completely fails at the most critical part of the job, judgment. Let's dig into exactly why your human brain is still the absolute most valuable asset in the room.
The contrast here is super stark. The machine provides the quantitative execution, right? But humans, we provide the qualitative strategy and verification. Sure, AI can automate data pipelines, spin up a draft, or loop through thousands of lines of code, but it simply cannot understand the nuance of business context or the deep psychology of why a customer actually buys, or the creative vision required for a brand new system architecture. Basically, the machine does the typing, but the human does the thinking.
Imagine this scenario for a second. An AI monitoring tool easily flags a 15% drop in conversions overnight. Perfect, right? But here's the catch. It doesn't know why. It takes your human intuition and your specific business context to know if that drop is just, say, an expected holiday slump, or if a recent campaign update totally broke your user flow. The AI flags the anomaly, sure, but humans diagnose the root cause and actually decide what action to take to fix it. And guess what?
This reality is showing up directly in compensation too. Consider the salary breakdown for remote copywriters in 2026. Entry-level pay for basic execution has stayed pretty flat, mostly because the market is crowded and AI can honestly do the basics. But copywriters who leverage AI tools to rapidly blast past that initial execution phase, the ones focusing their newly freed up time on overarching strategy, SEO, and deep conversion psychology, they are commanding massive premiums, often pushing well past $112,000 a year. It's wild.
All right, Section 3, your 90-day AI upgrade plan. Let's dive into how you can actually apply this to your own day-to-day life. The goal here is simple. We're taking this perceived threat and flipping it into a massive career advantage, because it is entirely possible to drastically upgrade your value over the next 3 months.
By sticking to this structured roadmap, you officially stop competing with the machine's speed and you start leading it. In weeks 1 to 4, focus strictly on learning how to use AI to automate your basic data extraction and summaries. Just get the boring stuff completely off your plate. Then, in weeks 5 through 8, you need to master the art of verifying the AI's output. We all know these models can hallucinate or miss subtle little details, so you become the expert checker. Finally, in weeks 9 to 12, you elevate your entire game by mastering advanced prompting to generate high-level, actionable insights.
Ultimately, the future absolutely belongs to those who treat AI as a true force multiplier. The real threat here isn't the AI itself, right? It's the colleague sitting right next to you who's using AI to effortlessly handle 10 times their normal workload. You are moving away from being a mere builder of queries and drafts to becoming an architect of strategy and deep insight. So I'll leave you to consider this. How will you lead the machine in your own career?